But I'm also an English lit major, and I always wondered whether that would come in handy here in Congress. And to an English lit major, words mean something. So let me try out on you, Mr. Rotman. I'm reading Section 501c4 of the Internal Revenue Code, and it says, civic leagues are organizations not organized for profit but operated exclusively for the promotion of social welfare. What does the adverb exclusively mean to you? I mean, here's a simple Wikipedia definition. I mean, to the exclusion of others, only or solely, not 60%. When I say to my wife, ours is an exclusive relationship, it doesn't mean 60%. The other 40%, I'm free to sort of roam. It's exclusively our relationship. Primarily means for the most part or mainly. And what I find in this debate is we've sort of lost track of what the English language means. Exclusively does not mean mostly.
Congressman, can I just jump in?
Yes, of course, please.
So, well, you're absolutely right that the statute says exclusively and the regulations say primary purpose. The definition of political intervention for 60 years has been limited as closely as possible to partisan politicking. This rule has very little to do with partisan politicking. It would allow the same type of activity that's ongoing right now, but at the same time, it would cover a vast amount of non-partisan issue advocacy. And that is the concern that you're hearing from both the right and the left.
Yeah, I wish I had a little more time. I would just say this is something we have to clear up either in the law or with regulations, but exclusively doesn't mean for the most part. That's not what the adverb means. You can look it up in any dictionary. Primarily does mean that.
We don't disagree. And in fact, we've supported an express bright line that would make it very clear and easy to apply by the IRS between partisan political activity and legitimate issue advocacy. And that bright line would end the need for hearings like this and the current controversy.
Yeah. And just a final point, I would say, Mr. Rotman, because I think you make a good point. But remember, it's not just partisanship that's the issue. It's political. It's political involvement. And when you say, I am exclusively a social welfare organization, but what you really mean is, I'm actually, for the most part, a political organization. That's a different matter. And I think we have to get these definitions right. And I think some legislative relief, I think, is frankly going to be in order.
I agree completely, but I would say, though, that partisan politicking aside, if you're engaged in political activity like anti-war protests, you have a right to do that anonymously, and that right should be protected strenuously.
Gentleman's time has expired.